report.
Right.
It has, when you look at the chief of staff at 132, municipal attorney 140, OMB at 134, 135, OIT at 133, municipal manager and the CFO at 142, and economic and community development at 134. All of them make less than the mayor. Well, I suppose except for the chief of staff by a couple $100. And the mayor's salary, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, I don't think it has increased at all since, in 6 years, since Berkowitz was elected.
It has not increased since 2015.
So Desiree, refresh my memory. So we did not program any cost of living changes at all on that?
So I'm looking at resolution 2015-2, which is compensation of the mayor. No, there's one section that sets the salary to $132,960 at the certification of the regular 2015 election. It's not accumulating leave. And that's it.
Okay. Okay, so that is clarified. So it was set, and it has not adjusted since 2015 at 132.5.
Yeah. So, do you have any thoughts on, if we were to increase, if it should be, above the direct report?
This is Pat. I don't think it has to be above the others. That wasn't necessarily how we set it before. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to find my notes. But I just think that, let's see, we did salary increases.
So I just put up resolution 2015-2. Steve and Pat, you should be able to see it since you're on.
Yeah. Remain in effect until changed. Well, I'm trying to recall. I know that we, I agree actually with both comments or observations. One is that I don't think we've had a policy that the mayor should be paid more than the, the general level, top level of executives who report to the mayor. But on the other hand, I know that in the past, I've had the sense from time to time that we've let slide just having compensation not keep up with inflation, and then we have to do a fairly momentous catch up when after a number of years have passed. So I guess from my point of view, I think I'm open to looking at something that is intended to be roughly comparable to inflation between 2015 and now. And just looking at these numbers, it turns out that I would guess that would mean that the salary would come in just, well, maybe not just above all of those salaries, but more in that range. I don't know if it would get all the way to 142, but I bet it would get into the mid, the high 130s. It might even get to 145. I mean, I could just get a calculator and just see, for example, what a 1.5% per year for 5 years would compound to, but I would guess that will come out to about 145. Let me go get my calculator. So 132,500. I'll just do it times 1.5 compounded 5 times.
I'm working off my laptop, and I realize my laptop doesn't have Excel. Now I'm going to my desktop.
Well, someone should check my math, but my math, if I compound 132.5 by 1.5% 5 times, I get to 142,740. And then maybe I do have Excel on the other computer I was using to look at the minutes, so maybe I'll just try it on Excel. It'd be probably a lot more reliable.
And Steve, his salary, and correct me if I'm wrong, is 132,960.
Oh, not 132.5? Oh, sorry.
132,960. Yes.
Okay, well, since I have Excel up now, I can do that a lot easier than trying to do it on my handheld calculator. 132,960. That equals that times
But while he's doing that, previously in 2008, when we passed a salary increase for the mayor, we did it, and we did a percent year increase in the, let's see, the salaries we sent started on July 1st, 2009, and then we did a 4% per year that was effective July 1st, 2010, and 2011. Just as a comment.
yeah.
I do think that we probably should build in something, for.
And maybe what we do is, while he's figuring, is the salary. Go ahead, you got a figure?
Yeah, well, I'll just read out these numbers. And this is, and I'll admit the 1.5% is a guess. I'm not real clear on what inflation was, but it seems that it's been in that range. But at 1.5% per year, if you start at 132,960 in 2015, the next year would be 134,954, then 136,979, then 139,033, then 141,119, and then in 2020 it would be 143,236, and in 2021 it would be 145,384.
So if we brought it up to current, and then this did the 1.5%.
That was calculated at 1.5% per year compounded.
Yeah, which is, gosh, I'm thinking about what the economy is going to be like for the next few years.
Well, maybe what we do is just bring the salary up to the 2021, because the new mayor will come in 2021, and then we look at, we don't build in anything, but then we look at it before the next election. So
But-
that gives us time to see what's happening with the economy.
But that would be 3. Steve, how many years is it between mayoral elections?
Well,
So then the mayor would get, so it's 3 years. So the new mayor will come on in 2021, and then
Right.
it'll be 3 years. I mean, I'm with you. I think
Yeah.
the economy's not going to, very good. So I'm a little nervous about building in something. But
Right.
maybe we again later to do that bill, to look at it at that point.
So that the term after whoever comes in, assuming the new mayor say doesn't get reelected, the new person would come in at the higher rate.
Right.
The third.
And if we meet before the meeting, I think you'll have to correct me on this, Desiree, as long as we do it beforehand, even if the mayor got reelected, the new salary would apply to them. Is that correct?
As long as we do it before the 2024 election, yes. So we'd have to do it in 23, which we're looking really far out now.
You really, okay, yeah, I'll be here.
But
Okay.
if we do the change for 21 and we don't do any auto increases, then it stays 21, 22, and 23 and through the next election for the salary.
right. Yeah, the only way that we could have interim increases after 2021 is if we scheduled it before the new mayor took office.
Right.
If we took, so yeah.
So if we did, I'm always cognizant of the SAP system. So if we rounded it to hourly rate, and I'm just double checking my numbers here, of $69.90, then that takes us. Oops, I got an error. No. Oh my gosh, I can't do math today. Would take us to $145,392, which SAP would like that better.
$145,392.
$392, and that would be the hourly rate is how SAP has to enter it, which is $69.90.
So what does the next penny lower do? Which one is closer, that or the next penny lower?
So it was when I divided it by the 2080, it came to 69.8996. That's why I rounded it up to 90.
Oh yeah, got it. Okay, I'm with it. Okay, tell me that number again for the annual.
Is $145,392.
And the hourly is $69.90.
Right. And feel free to double check me on that.
Well, how does that? What do you use as your number of hours per year?
2080.
Okay, just like 52 weeks of the year times 40. Okay.
Because I'm doing it, I'm still waiting for my Excel to come up, but.
2080. Yeah, we'll just do it. Equals that times that. Well, the Excel says 145,392. So if 2080 is what the state payroll system uses as their hourly, as a number of hours per year, or not state, municipal payroll system, that should be consistent.
Yeah. Yep, that is what they do.
Okay.
Do we all feel good about this?
I feel okay with it. The only thing that I'll be the first to admit to is that the 1.5 is just my impression of about how inflation has run. I don't think it's lower. Well, I don't think it's way off of that. I'm not sure if it's lower or higher. But that is.
Yeah.
That's a good enough.
Yeah, Steve, I think you're right on it. When I was looking at contracts, we typically did, for the most part, 1.5. There might have been a year at 2, but then there might have been a year at 0.5%. So I think it's fine.
Okay, then I feel good about it.
Well, shall I make a motion that we set the mayor's salary for 2021 to be $145,392, which is the equivalent of $69.90 an hour.
So before you do it, could I just have Desiree clarify the process? Are we moving to take final action, or are we moving to propose this for a public hearing at which time we take final action?
Exactly. We need to do public hearing and I need to draft the resolution. And then when the resolution's drafted, you guys would approve that.
Okay. I thought this was a public hearing too, so okay. No worries. Okay.
Okay, so that would just be the nature of, if you were to make the motion, it would be to schedule it for final action at those numbers.
Yep. Okay. All right. And so I will add on, make a motion to schedule a public hearing for the commission proposing the mayor's salary be increased to $145,392 for 2021. It's also equivalent to $69.90 per hour.
This is Pat. Can you hear me? I'll second it. My screen's frozen, so I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you, but yeah, you're right. I don't see your camera image anymore.
Yeah, it froze up. It said to unplug everything, and I'm not going to unplug everything.
Okay. Okay, is there any discussion on the motion? Okay, I think we probably should roll call vote this one. So Desiree, if you could take the roll on the motion.
Okay. Mr. Rieger?
Yes.
Ms. Redmond?
Yes.
And Ms. Norsworthy?
Yes.
Okay. You have a unanimous vote. So I will go ahead and look into scheduling the public hearing and I'll draft the resolution. I'll draft it similar to the 2015-2 resolution, which basically just changes the mayor's compensation with following the certification of the 2021 regular election. And then that's all it's really going to touch. Everything else is going to remain the same.
Okay. Sounds good. So there's no other old business that I am aware of. Is there any new business? None on the agenda. So the next three things are reports. Are there any reports? Member comments? Is there anybody from the public who's online who wants to say anything?
I do not see anybody from the public on.
Okay, and nobody called in?
No.
Okay. That brings us to, we're ready for a motion to adjourn.
Before then, you guys, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you have a preference on a time frame for setting public hearing? Do you want to try to do it the next week or two?
Oh, no. Probably no. September, October, or September. It needs to be before the budget.
So September.
Right. So they're working. Yeah. So we probably need to do it. Yeah. Within a few weeks. OMB would be happy with us if we did.
Okay. You know, things are changing so fast. I don't know ever what my schedule is, but I think the middle week of September is the best for me, but probably a lot of times are open. I've got a couple of meetings around September 3rd and 4th, and then some in very late September.
Okay, so I'll send out a doodle poll maybe for the week of September 7th through the 11th and see if I can get all of them together.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a really good week at least for me.
I got nothing going on.
Okay, so I'll send out a doodle poll to everybody maybe this week. We'll get it on the schedule early, and then we'll get that on schedule and do the public hearing and all the noticing.
See this, yeah. So it'd actually be the 8th, 9th, 10th, or 11th, because the 7th is a holiday.
Is it?
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah, Labor Day.
Yep, Labor Day.
I should put that on my calendar. Okay, good to know. Not 7th.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for making sure we got that taken care of before we adjourned. Is there anything else, Desiree, before we move to adjourn?
Nope, that's all I have.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
This is Pat. I move we adjourn.
I'll second it if we need a second.
Sure, we'll take a second. Any objection? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.